Hello and welcome to our introductory training session today on the overview of QuestionPro. In this introductory training, we will go over how to create surveys, collect responses, and review analytics to get you started on QuestionPro. Our agenda today is what is QuestionPro, getting started, which includes a brief overview of your account and settings. And we'll also look at how to create surveys, look at survey settings that you can apply to your surveys, response collection options, reports, and analytics. So a little bit about us. What is QuestionPro? QuestionPro is a leading provider of online survey software that allows users to generate the insights they need to make better business decisions. In addition to surveys, we also do polls, forms, and we offer basics to advanced solutions for survey question types, as well as different types of insight collection experiences. That includes also customer experience, workforce and employee engagement, panel management solutions and communities, as well as sample projects through our QuestionPro audience team, as well as data visualization and integrations options as well. We are known to be #1 for tablet-based mobile research worldwide, and we also offer 24/7 multilingual customer support. Who is QuestionPro exactly? This company started back in 2005, and we're a global company with over 7 offices worldwide and are headquartered in San Francisco, California. Our customer base is pretty much any type of company you can think of or ever heard of, including Fortune 100 companies, academic institutions, small businesses, individual DIY researchers, and we have well over 2.5 million users across 100 countries. Getting started with QuestionPro is easy. We're going to take a look at the account settings and also how to create surveys. With QuestionPro, we specialize in quantitative and qualitative data research collection methods. For this demo, we are going to focus on question types and analytics by license type. And the ones that we will focus on here in particular are the professional license and the corporate license by QuestionPro. With the professional license, you will have access to all of the basic questions, including email address question types, contact information, as well as for reports, online dashboard, and downloadable reports. This is a great license for those that have a single use need or is a single user and is looking just to do some basic surveys. The corporate license is more extensive, in which you'll have access to all of the basic question types, and that would include, multiple select, single select, text options, as well as some advanced question types available. You also have options to deploy the surveys via mobile or on an offline data collection tool through our system. And also you'll have access to the email question type, contact information, as well as logic skip options for most question types, and be able to manage an email list and have access to over 5 different survey sending options. And you'll have access to the online dashboard, downloadable reports, and also be able to look at segment and filter options, as well as advanced analytics. And last but not least, this is a license type that you can have multiple users on. So if you are working on a team, you can share folders and also help have dual survey admins running and analyzing the data together. So once you're logged in, on the top right-hand corner, you can click on the down button and you can see your name and your account information. And what this will do is allow you to open up your information, and you can update your profile information, include a profile picture or emoji, your company logo, and then update any details if you'd like. This is especially good if you need to make any changes. Say, for instance, maybe perhaps someone new is taking over this role and you need to switch emails or accounts. This is a quick way to do this as well. In addition to that, you can click on My Account, and this will give you the chance to do a quick preview of the type of license that you have, and then also look at any billing information. If you have any invoices or receipts, they would be inside here, and you can download those and print out your invoices if you need. To the right here, you can add your credit card, or you can go ahead and cancel your account if you no longer need QuestionPro. And other things you can do underneath here is if you want to access any expert services, will be a place where you can access and get respondents for your survey. You can get a quote, and we can give you access to respondents that are ready to take your survey through our QuestionPro audience company, which is part of our company as well. And then last but not least, if you do have any invoices or receipts, this is where you can download and send those to your people, your accounts people to pay, or they can give you a company credit card and apply it, and you can pay by credit card here. So you can see I have an invoice for $99 that needs to be paid. Any credit card charges or any history, you'll be able to see those within here as well. And if you have any questions about that, our iSupport team or support team will be happy to answer any questions regarding invoices and receipts. But the best place for any of that history-wise will be under your account, access invoices and receipts. The next thing we're going to take a look at is how to create surveys. But to get you started, it's pretty intuitive platform in itself. Really, you just have to click on the Create Survey, and you have many options to either build a survey from scratch. If you have a pre-written survey, this is your best option. If you need some assistance and foundation with building out surveys, you can access some of our many templates that we have available. And all of the templates are customizable, so if you want to go in and make changes and make it your own in terms of branding and theme, and also moving the question types that is pertaining to the information you need to collect, whether it's audience evaluation, customer satisfaction, employee feedback, event planning and feedback, and more. You can use those as a great way to begin building out a survey. For in this particular example, we're going to go ahead and click on Start from Scratch. So one thing you'll need to do is just create a survey name and click on Create, and this will open up the template. Very first thing you can do here is you'll see that you're under Edit and then your workspace. And the very first thing you can do is add a question or add an intro. We usually recommend to add an intro to get people expectations ready to know what they are expecting when taking a survey. That includes, how long it's going to take, why their participation is important, if there's any incentives, those things. An introduction is really a great place to set the expectations of the commitment a respondent must take in order to complete a survey. So once you add that, then you can go ahead and click on Add Questions. And for those with the professional and corporate license, mainly the basic options are available here. So you can see you have well over 20 plus question types, which includes multiple choice, select one, select many, and drop down options. And so if I wanted to click on a question type, I can just click on this and a template will come up. And from here, I can go ahead and ask a question and then update it manually. And if you have them pre-written, my recommendation is go to the bottom right and edit the answers in bulk, and you can just copy and paste it in as needed. So that's a lot easier. Other options you can also do is if you have some simple scaling, yes, no, maybes, you can access these as well. So it makes it a lot easier for you to update and add your answers if you already have these. And then go ahead and also choose another option if you have other, and then you can also just save it. And here is the pre-built question that I just created just now. From inside here, you can also add additional questions. So let's take a look at some other ones that you have here under basic. Besides multiple choice, we have some comment box or open-ended text question types, including single row text, comment box, email address, contact information. And then from there, we also have graphical rating options from the popular star ratings, text sliders, push to social options, numerical slider, thumbs up, thumbs down, smiley rating. And then on the right side is the matrix table question types, and that includes multi-point scales, multiple select matrix tables, spreadsheet matrix tables, and side-by-side matrix tables where you can measure importance and satisfaction on each side. And then you can also look at ordering questionings, options including rank order, constant sum to 100, and drag and drop options, which is very popular. And then also for those who are planning to add any image question types, you can choose an image question instead of using one of these. We recommend to use the image chooser with select one, select many, and also rating options. Oh, the ice cream looks pretty good, doesn't it? The next section is the static content, and this allows you to add information that you might want to do like a second introduction, or set different expectations for a particular section. And so that will help you with formatting and making the flow of the respondent experience more smooth. And the last section here for basics is the miscellaneous section, which includes date and time questions, any CAPTCHA question types, adding a calendar type of question, and also any kind of map questions. And we have more than just the US, it also is global as well. If you're looking at advanced question types, this is for those that have the corporate license or higher. You'll have access to all of the question types that you see here, except for the choice modeling questions. So again, for those that do want access to conjoint or max-diff question types, you do need to have at least an enterprise license to access these questions. But for those that have a corporate license, all these other questions are available to you. So let's walk through what those are. And that includes the Net Promoter Score, Van Westendorp question type, which is for pricing, budget scale question type, image and multimedia questions. So this is two pulse questioning, video rating question types for those that want to use ratings for videos like YouTube and whatnot, or you can upload your own proprietary information. You can use our image and multimedia library to do so. We also have a heat map question type, hotspot question type, and also ability to upload files. So people need to upload images or files and information that they have filled out and send to you. You can have that question type available. For those that are interested in collecting signatures, you can have the option to allow people to sign things. This is especially helpful for those that are doing mobile research on their tablets or their mobile devices or smartphones, and you can have people use their finger or a smart pen to sign their name. And then you also see here on below that we have complex question or flex matrix questions, custom numeric validator, which allows you to validate the numeric information that you're collecting so that it is all the same for that particular question type. We also have the option for community recruitment. So if you do have the option that you want to add a panel management solution, you can add a recruitment option and move people directly from the survey into a community panel if you do want to go down that route. And then we also have the options for adding data references to validate whether you're using the right kind of zip code in the certain geolocation. Lookup table, which is great for those that are collecting country or state names and you need to get a huge list. And we also have multi-tier lookup tables, which is great for the city and state information you want to collect. And we also have store locator question types, which uses latitude and longitude information on a map, and you can click on a map to indicate where you're at if you need to. And if for those that are using the mobile tool or planning to use the mobile device either online or offline, we do have several different options that you can apply. So for QR codes, you can do a like or dislike question type, where if they say they conduct surveys weekly, they can scan one QR code. If they do it monthly, they can scan another one, and so on and so forth. We also have a stopwatch option, which allows people to be able to time how long it takes to do certain things. So that's pretty exciting. And so once they're done, all they have to do is click start and stop. And then that will automatically be collected. Other things you can also include for mobile is the barcode option. So if they can scan a barcode and collect information that way in terms of, what are they looking at? Are they looking at a little thing of Coke or Pepsi, and so they want to collect that information and it will be a part of the survey. And we also have QR code readers as well, so if there's any information that they need to look up while they're taking a mobile survey, they can access the QR code scanner and go ahead and scan and read more information, or do some follow-up information or follow-up answers that needs to be collected. So let's take a look at some other question types that are also included or you can access to include to a survey. One of it is the option to add a question from your own library. So anytime you save a survey question, you can access the question and apply it into a new survey, so you don't have to keep building the same survey questions over and over. The other thing that is great is that you can also access your surveys inside here and be able to look at some different questions from different surveys and access the information and apply it if you need. So I can go here and click on all the different questions I would like to apply and add those questions in my survey. And so now these are being loaded into the survey and I don't have to worry about rebuilding them again. So these are all the basic questions that I've included and how to add them into the survey. The next thing we're going to take a look at is all the logic options that we have. And what I'm going to do is open up an existing survey that I've already created that has included some logic already pre-built. So for logic, the one thing that you'll want to do is take a look at the question settings, and on the right side you'll see that you'll have settings, copy, logic, preview, and 3-button icon. In this case, we're just going to start off with logic because I know a lot of people like to start off with that, and then we'll go ahead and click through the rest of these. So the first one you'll see here for the multi-choice select one question type is all the different questions types that you have available. In this case, you can see that this question type will allow you to do skip logic, compound delayed branching, quota control, dynamic text comments, show hide logic, show hide question logic, and show hide answer logic, scoring, recommendation engines, and JavaScript logic. Probably the ones that need a little bit more explanation is the compound delayed branching option, which will allow you to set up criterias, which I've done here. So if they've answered a question in a certain way earlier in the survey, then you can allow them to do compound answer options and answer several other questions. Then they can skip and branch to particular questions later on in the survey. So in this case here, I'm asking how likely are you to continue using a certain tool or a certain product and service, and then I'm asking them somewhat unlikely or very unlikely, and then if they meet that criteria, I'm going to ask them, how likely is that you would not use it, and then the next follow-up, for those that don't qualify, I ask them, do you have any suggestions to make any changes to this? And then saving that logic option. The other logic option that might need a little bit more explanation is the scoring option. And what this allows you to do is to be able to apply a score value to all the answer options, and then the system can add those up, and based off of the branching score, you can move them to different question types. So you can see for this particular question, how long have you used a particular product and service, and all the different answer options. I can just put 10 and so on and so forth. And then if the total score the question score can be between 0 and maybe 50, then you can jump or branch them to another question type. If not, you can default branch them to a different question. And you can also add ranges as well. So if you need to be more flexible, you can say, well, they can add here and or this, and you can add a few more scoring options. And then with the advanced questions, you can do section scoring, in which you can apply where the score option would be. So we collect custom variables in the back end, and so you can put it either custom variable 1 up to 255 can be scored and stored here. So that will be your option, and then if you have that available, you can apply it in compute score if you have met the criteria as needed, and save that logic option there. Next, we'll take a look at the survey template itself, in particular the question template, and what you can apply with each question that you add to your survey. So to do so, just go to the top right hand corner where you can see settings and go ahead and click on that. And what this will do is will open up a lot of different options in terms of changing your answer type from either radio, checkboxes, drop down, or select list. You can also change the question layout from horizontal to vertical. You can change the answer display order. If you click on the drop down box, it goes from default, ascending, descending, randomization, or advanced randomization. And then you can also apply alternate colors so it makes it easier for people to see. And you can also apply some advanced options where you can add YouTube videos or question tips as needed. And next to the preview is the 3-dot icon. Clicking on this will allow you to copy to your library again. You also have the option to reorder your question types. So if you want to open this up select the question that you'd like to move before or after a particular question. Then you can go ahead and click it and it will automatically move. And it makes it a lot easier. You don't have to drag and drop things. You can just move them up and down, and it's very, very easy to do. Other things you can also see within this template here is that you can apply on the bottom right hand a required section, a required question option, and you can say if it's a select all, you can see that there's additional things you can select at most 5 or up to exactly. So it gives them the option. So for these select all that apply, they have to choose at least 3 of 5 or 5 of 5. That's really up to you. And then you can add additional options or add other, and then add some additional editing text. Other things you can do here within the question text itself is you can do rich content editor, dynamic comment box, you can add headings, default selected, or you can do like an exclusive option where if they pick this answer, they can't pick anything else. Or if you've added an answer option, you want to remove it, you can remove it here. Keep in mind, if you've already collected some data and you need to remove the answers, then the information that you've collected there is going to be gone. Bottom right hand side of the survey template, you will see the option to apply page breaks in between 2 different question types and also a separator. Next, we'll talk about the interface and things that you can do to customize the theme and everything of your survey. The first thing you'll want to do is go to the left-hand corner next to Workspace, click on Interface. And once you click on Interface, then on the right side of the screen, you'll have the options to update your theme, navigation, search options. You'll see print and download options, as well as more options. And this is where you can update the theme, and you can also preview what that is if you'd like. And once you've found a theme that works well for you, you can go ahead and save your changes successfully. You'll see a note above. And then you can go on to the other themes as you like. Update your navigation. So in terms of adding a progress bar, you can have it either the default is none, but if you want one top center, you can do that. If you want to change the survey width, the default is 930, but if you want something bigger or smaller, you can certainly do that. And then if you want to turn on the survey mode from either none or interactive mode, you can do this. And interactive mode will continue the survey on your behalf. So once you've added the answer options and you've filled up every single question on the page, it automatically goes to the next page for you to continue. You also have the option to update and customize the next buttons or the done button. For us, the default is continue. And you can also add a social network toolbar. So if any time you want someone to share the survey to their social network bar, you can apply that to the survey and get it out there. And then you can also display question numbers if you like. You can apply a back button option, which will allow people to go back in the survey, change their answers, and continue. And then you can also add and update a validation message. So anytime you have something required, you can use your own wording if you like. And then if you have the option to have an exit button where someone is tired and don't want to take the survey anymore, they can close the survey. And then you can also point them to where you want them to go. So if you have a product or service or a video you'd like to share with them or a thank you message, you can point them to your website if you'd like. So that's for navigation. All these changes are not going to go live until you click on Save Changes below. And so once I click Save, then this is going to apply to the survey. Next is the search option. So if there's ever a case where you need to change words from every day, which I see here, to every day, I can go ahead and search and replace. Makes things a lot easier if you need to. And then this will then be applied in the survey. Other things you can also do with the interface is that you can also update after you do your search. You can also go down to your headers and apply a header name, font, and or image if you like. You can also apply a logo that will be on every page. So in this case, if I wanted to add, a stock image, I can apply that if I need to. I'm just going to go ahead and keep that blank, save that. And then if I would like to add some custom CSS, this is where you can open this up and apply it as well. So this has the theme in there, but if I have a particular color that the marketing team or a style guide that you need to use for font and colors for the company, you can go ahead and update. This is a very simplified CSS customization option that you can use. Other things you can also do under interface. There's tons of things you can do here. You can print or download this survey, and this is great for those who want to do paper surveys and then upload the data into the system later. That is possible. You'll have to probably populate everything into an Excel spreadsheet and upload it, but it's pretty easy to do that. And then if you want to download it in a Word document, Adobe PDF, or HTML, you can do so. Other things you can also do is generate some test responses. If you need some dummy data, you can apply some test responses quickly. Then you can just put 100 if you'd like, or more if you'd like. I usually add a couple 100 to a few things that I do just to give a visualization from an analytics standpoint, what the data would look like if I were to reach these types of people. And it just gives it a lot of information and better visualization of what I might potentially see or what my customers might potentially see. Other things you can also do is look at the flow chart. This will allow you to review any and all logic options and to make sure that the flow matches what you had originally wanted. So you can see what that would be. So here's my flow from start to end, all the different options available there. And then you can also see all the different logic criteria I built for this survey. So I built over 11 of them. And you can add new criteria, update your logic as you need, or use it for analytics later on. And other things you can do is validate your branching logic. And so this will test and make sure that any kind of skip patterns or smart options that you apply isn't breaking the survey, and it's not. And so that will help you with testing everything. And then if you need to add any custom JavaScript, this is where you can add this as well for the particular questions you're looking to apply. Next, we'll take a look at languages. And this is a great place for those that want to do a multilingual survey. And we are a global company that supports over 40 plus languages worldwide. And so besides English, you may want to add, Spanish and Portuguese or anything else like that. And so if you'd like to do that, you can go ahead and pick the question or the type of Spanish that you'd like to use. So maybe you want to do Spanish, European Spanish versus Latin American Spanish. And then you can go ahead and save your changes. And what this will do next, it will allow you to either automatically translate or import your translations for all the question and answer options that you've had. And then you can download the template and upload it inside. Or if you need someone to help you with translations, you can get a quote and fill out a sheet, and we can send information to you regarding, how many words that you have, and here's my survey, that kind of stuff, and we can respond back to you immediately with the quote. Or if you need to delete it and add a different question type, you can as well. And so once you have this in here, you can then go in and add your translations. So this is the general translation text. So if you want to update, QuestionPro Overview to something else in Latin America, and then finish, and then do all the other buttons, continue, thank you pages, all of this in Latin America and whatnot, you can do that. And once you click here to submit it, then it will go live. And then if you have any question response translations, these are all the different question types, and then you can open these up and you can manually add it here one by one if you like. Or like I said above, you can import the translations into the system, and that makes it a lot easier. Generally speaking, we recommend to download the import template, and then with the import template, then you'll be able to apply the translations and import it. Next, we'll take a look at survey security options. Here, you'll be able to apply survey security settings, including survey authentication, which will require people to either add in a global password protection or survey password, email and password or credentials, username and password, participant IDs, email invite only, Facebook custom app or Facebook Connect, single sign-on options, as well as any other encrypted custom variables, or if it's connected to communities, you can do a communities invite as well. Other things you can also do under security is apply SSL security, disabling indexing on search engines, and also adding triple DES encrypted custom variables and a secret key in order for people to access the survey. Other things you can apply includes multiple responding, which allows people to apply or respond to a survey multiple times, or allow people to do one response per survey. And then also the option to save and continue is here. And then you can also apply a countdown timer. And all the things that you apply to the survey's security settings won't be updated until you click on the save button either on the top right hand corner or on the bottom right hand corner. Next thing you can see here is you can add some images. And so for instance, I just added one, and this will allow you to apply it, in any part of your survey questions because everything is HTML enabled. Notifications will allow you to set up email notifications either to thank them after they take the survey, or also notify the administrator, which is yourself, when something has been completed or not completed. You also have the option to apply action alerts, which will allow you to do immediate responses, especially like for those who are using like an NPS score or a net promoter score, and they've scored you low and they're not likely to want to come back and buy from you again or work with you again. You can apply an action alert and access all the different criterias. And this is all the criterias that I've applied, but I can also add some new criteria. So if I click on above average option here, and if they say, if I select this, I can email either the administrator and other people, And then I can do is an email from me, and then the email from, and then who is it, and then I can separate it by commas with other people as well. And then you can add an email body into this, and then include the survey responses with notification and save those changes. For those that are looking at completion options, we do have some finish options available. So that includes applying a thank you page with a link after people are done taking the survey, or you can do automatic redirect, which will direct them to any URL that you prefer them to see. You can also do a spotlight report, which allows them to see their answer options after they're done taking the survey. You can also forward the survey to a friend if you'd like the survey to go viral, or give them the option to print out the survey as well. And then there's also different kinds of rewards that you can set up. So if you know any qualifying criterias, if they've, completed the survey and they had done it within a certain amount of time, then you can select a particular reward. Next, we'll take a look at the send survey options. So on the top right hand, click next to edit the send options, and you can see below we have email, social, community, embed, QR code, and also expert services. And so the first one you'll see is email, and it will automatically show an option for you to compose a new email. And then you can put your to list. You can create an email list here and enter name. And you can make it survey specific or make it a global list. And then from there, you'll have the option to import your list. You can drag a CSV file here to import, or you can put it in manually. So if I want to put in my email, and then put my name, I can do that here. I'll put another colleague inside here as well. And then from here you can upload it. And this is the really simple way to do it. And then that's been successful. You can see who's been added, and then you can click on finish. And then you can use this list when you go back to the composition, and you can select your email list that you've created. So it's test 11, and that is where it's going to go to. And then you can click on connect and send it out. You can also choose to schedule the survey if you like. And then you can specify what date and time you want to send the survey. So for me, I can say I want to schedule it and send it out on the 23rd, and schedule the invitation. So now I have it scheduled to be delivered on Thursday the 23rd. And then from here, you'll be able to review your list. You can rename it, you can edit it, you can do a quick search, and you can make some changes. You can remove people if you like. And it'll show you what's active, who's unsubscribed, who's bounced, and what are some duplicates, so you can remove those properly. So it's easy to manage and update your list. And then, of course, if you'd like to add more people to it, then you can do some uploading options, or you can manually input it again. And then, of course, if you'd like to include some advanced information, you can do so by clicking on Advanced Settings. And then you can upload a file, or you can add more information. You can have up to 255 variables if you like. So there's a lot of different format options that you can include. And once you have a survey invitation built, this is the default, but then you can also add some templates. So if you want to create some new ones, you can do a template title, and then you can save it. And then when you access your templates, you can now click on the ones that you want to use and then do the same thing and know when to send it out. So that is with the email list. The next one is social. So this will give you the option to connect with LinkedIn, with Twitter, or Facebook to make your survey URL go viral. If you also have the option, if you'd like to embed the survey within a website, you do have the website link option to embed this into a website or HTML link. You can access and add this survey URL link into a website as well. The next option is the QR code option for you to send surveys out. And this is great for mailers or any kind of paperwork that you're sending with a survey that you'd like to get people to take real quickly. And they just scan it and then open up the survey to start giving feedback. Next, we'll do a quick overview of the reporting and analytics options available for the corporate license. And the very first thing you'll see when you click on reports is the default online dashboard report. And with this dashboard report, you'll have the option to go to the top right hand corner to download all the raw data in either an Excel or CSV, or you can download it with reports with charts, with Word, Excel, PowerPoint, Adobe, and you also have the option to click on SPSS to get a statistics package to download as well. Other things you can also do is if you would like to share the results quickly, we have a real-time report link that you can share out. It's a very great tool. I highly recommend it. When I wasn't at QuestionPro, but using QuestionPro, I was able to work with my operations manager and CEO to keep them updated on the type of tools or the type of results they were getting from surveys that I was running by simply clicking on this link anytime they wanted to see any updates. And it was quite exciting for them. I even caught my manager clicking on it almost every half hour just for fun. And so I highly recommend passing those along. And you can even share those on any social media sites as well. Other things you can do is also apply filter data options, either through questions, custom variables, geolocation, device type, date, survey status, and saved groupings. And you can save those filters or reset them. And so this will allow you to look at the data based off of the different questions you have, and so on and so forth. And you can apply multiple filters if you like, in order to review and see the data changes in real time. If you click on Report Settings underneath the data filter, you'll have an option to customize the dashboard settings to your liking. So you can save the map option if you like and focus in on a particular country. You can add word cloud or time series, show device information, and update it as you like. And once you click Save Changes, then it'll apply to the new page. So you can see I have options here in Oregon and Utah, and you can see how many people took the survey and how it was updated. And after you look at the report settings, you can also apply titles and logos information, access the logos you've uploaded into the system, or you can upload your file and apply it here. This is great, especially if you're going to use the real-time report link to make it more customizable. And you can change the theme, the font, the colors to be more your company colors as well, and save those. And then if you have any other options you'd like to update the sharing options, you can enable report sharing. You can enable a password if you want to password protect it, and then save it. When scrolling down, you can also see the option to make some changes. So you can see at what price would you consider a particular truck. And you can click on different settings to configure the report and update the customized mean calculation, customize the inverse scale, and also the scoring model. And then you can also add it to your data pivots for advanced analytics. You also have the option to download this particular question in itself in Excel or trend data or a banner table crosstab, and even share this question on its own, either by link or you can embed it into a website. Another question type changes with the dashboard that you can update is by clicking on the settings here. You can change the graph here that we have into other options where you can change the pie to a column chart, to a bar, or even a line chart. And from here, you also have the option to change or make setting changes if you like. So that is the online dashboard report. Underneath the dashboard tab, you can click on participant stats, and this is where you can make edits and changes and updates and see your overall participant statistics. So what you can do is you can see, everyone who's completed. Click on the number. And from here, you can either do a search by response ID, different data sets, those who've completed, system headers. You can change it from system headers to questions if you want to look at a raw data report live online. You can do that, and then you can sort it accordingly to the response IDs. And from here, going to response IDs, you can click on the ID and open up the actual data, and you can see everything that was picked. After reviewing everything that's under the dashboard reports, we also have advanced analytics, in which we'll go into more detail in a different training, and that would include cross tabulations, data segmentation and filtering, which will allow you to look at the different segments if you want to look at different genders or age differences and how they respond. You can do that there. You can also do survey comparisons, where you compare different surveys with the same question types or same question templates together and get overall results. You can do a trend analysis that looks at a survey over time and track any changes to particular close-ended responses. And then also look at a trend dashboard so you can note different changes across the board, correlation analysis, and also adding weighting and balancing after you've collected your data. For those who have open-ended comments and or text in the responses, you can use the Text and Media Options tab to do text analytics and also word cloud and heat map analytics. And on the last piece, if you do have the ability to want to create some custom reports, you can create some custom reports and also consolidate reports from other previous surveys that you have run. Next to reports is the Manage Data section. So just click on this tab and then you'll see that we do have export, import, search options, responses, scheduling, merge data, download, and delete data options. And the most important section is the raw data export and charts and analytics options. You may have recalled in the online data report that you can download it from the dashboard report itself, or you can just click on Manage Data and export the information in Excel CSV here, or you can download it in the Charts and Analytics export with PowerPoint, Word, Excel, or you can do SPSS packages or SQL or XML data export. So we have lots of different options available, and you can also apply different settings, including answer code index, display answer values, open-ended text data, whether you want it or not, and also time and response status as well. After that, we also have the option for you to import information if you'd like. If you have some tools, perhaps you came from SurveyMonkey or some other proprietary tool, and you want to include that information in QuestionPro, we can have the option to import surveys into and survey data that you've collected in the past for analytics, and you can apply that into the survey. Next is the responses page. This is the same as the participant stats page, and what you can do is you can again click on the response ID and update their information as needed. Scheduling reports allows you to set up auto-scheduled reports, and this will allow you to send yourself or your colleague a report that will allow them to receive the data without having to log into QuestionPro, and you can customize it by adding the report type that you like, different answer values, upload options, and then update the frequency, the day. The time is always set in stone, 3 a.m. Pacific time. That does not change. And then you can also specify how long you want to send it out, and also apply particular filters that you would like to include. And then you can look at some different delivery options, and then customize the email and create the email scheduler. So here's my details. The download option is the download center here. You can see everything that you've downloaded in your history. So if there's ever a case where you need to go back and see what you've downloaded over the past week or month, and you need to open up something old that you have uploaded and reviewed, you can do so, especially those that maybe have worked with some raw data and hacked it to bits and can't remember what they've done. This is a great place to go back and review that information and download it in its original form again. And also we have the option here to delete any data. Once you clear all the responses, please note that once it's cleared, it's permanently deleted. The data cannot be recovered. So we usually recommend to get the responses, download it into a safe place, and if you need to download or clear any data, you can do this. We usually recommend removing all test data prior to officially deploying, so that's something that you can do here. And then anything that's clear data log, you can see that underneath here. So you can see in my account, I haven't actually deleted any data, but if I did, it will tell me who it is, for what IP, stamp, and type. And one of the things that we've put as a protocol is that QuestionPro cannot delete anybody's data. Only the survey administrator can delete their own data. So, and we can even make some changes. And so if there's certain changes that need to be added or questions that need to be added or changed, I can't do it. Only the survey administrator can do that. This concludes the live demo overview of QuestionPro, and we will begin with a live Q&A right now. So if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and post those in the chat box, and we will be happy to answer those as we go along.